most widely planted grape variety, and I think the most consistently made grape variety in Ontario, is Chardonnay. And there were groups that were talking about promoting Chardonnay and promoting Riesling and Cabernet Franc, and nothing ever really much happened. And I was listening to Thomas Batchelder from Clos Jourdain talking on the radio almost exactly a year ago, where Clos 2005 Claystone Vineyard won a fairly major tasting in Quebec, which was, funnily enough, a recreation of a tasting done in 1976 in Paris, which pitted California wines against French wines, which the Americans won. And so the SAQ, as a 35th anniversary of it, did a tasting, and they slipped a ringer in, which was Clos Jourdain's Claystone Terrace Chardonnay, and lo and behold, it won. And so Matt Galloway on CBC was interviewing the winemaker, Thomas Batchelder, on a Friday afternoon as I was driving down to Niagara, and he said to Matt, "We're really lucky." Matt said, "Well, you were lucky to win?" And he said, "No, we were lucky to actually be picked to take part." Because he said there's another 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 Ontario wineries that could have taken our place, and their wines are as good as ours. So that got me thinking. What I did is I invited, at the time, all 108 Ontario wineries to take part. 30 wineries or so decided they would submit wines to a very strict tasting panel, and with the idea that we would complete by having a tasting at Canada House on Trafalgar Square on May 17th. 22 wineries got wines through to completion. Basically, I put the brochure of the preliminary tasting on your tables, which was done last month at the Badminton and Racquet Club. Badminton and Racquet Club? Anyway, Lawn Tennis Club, that's right. Badminton and Racquet's the other one. Of the 39 wines, there's been one more wine added since then. And an opportunity for people to try it, and also because I was doing all the organization to find out all the things that I had forgotten to do. It went very, very well. The tasting in May, we're actually going to end up probably with 18 of the wineries. We'll have either owners or winemakers at the tasting. What's really neat, Jancis Robinson and Oz Clarke, who are the two most important English wine writers, are going to be there. And the other person who I'm really pleased is going to be there is a man named Stephen Spurrier. And Stephen Spurrier, 35 years ago, as a wine merchant in Paris, is the man that organized the 1976 tasting, which put American wines on the map, and which last year was the model of the tasting that was done in Quebec. So it's really neat that Stephen Spurrier is actually going to be there as well. So we're really excited about it. Back to Southbrook, the 3 wines that you're tasting.